Hey guys, we're back for episode 2 of The Mandalorian season 3. I still have not dressed up in the armor because we saw episode 1 and 2 back to back, and honestly, I'm not yet excited because episode 2 sort of continues the pacing, and there's a lot here, but there's not really a lot here. If you're a fan of the lore and if you're a Mandalorian fan like me, there's a lot here to explore and to chew on. There's more action, and that's good. I'm just feeling like it's exposition heavy. Literally, characters are just reading the script. It just feels a little hollow yet again. And I'm hoping that maybe episode 3, 4, 5, we start to pick up because not much significant is happening, in my opinion. And the things that are happening is like, wait, what? But, okay. So we'll get there. It starts like a kid's show with the lady, the mechanic lady, arguing with the Greedo guy. And,
yep.
It's like this. The tone after the disappointment of last week's episode, this is not a good start.
Hey, remember this
fans.
character?
Yeah, but Mando does show up. He asks for a part. Or actually, let's. What did y'all think of episode 2?
For me, unfortunately, it went down because again, it was still continuing the pace, but even slower. And again, like a lot of stuff that was pointless.
Yeah.
So, but again, I guess they just want to ramp up the action in this third season because it looks like that's what they want to do now. It's going to be more action-based, less story.
More action-based, less story, more cartoon, more like
that's what
plot,
I'm
very,
feeling
very
like.
thin until the middle or end of the season where it's like, oh, shit. Oh, this fucking faction shows up with a bunch of Mando. Hey, give me the saber. No, you give me the saber. Oh, we retake Mando. Dun, 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 and I don't know. Mando's put in charge. Or dun, 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 Grogu's put in charge of giving the dark saber, and then go. I don't know. But that's what it's feeling like. And honestly, after last week we spoke, not last week, but the previous episode that we recorded, we spoke about Jon Favreau not really having a plan, and this is what it feels like.
Yeah, I think that, we're continuing on Mando's quest, so it's like things are happening, like the storyboard is there. He goes to the place he's supposed to go, he gets there, he does the things. The problem is every step of the way, like, I don't believe it or like it, or there's just the reasoning behind certain things are happening are just not good. It just borderline stupid stuff continues to happen in this episode. And so if I was going to enjoy some of these like really big plot points that are that are going to happen, it's being taken away because I'm getting constantly sucked out by like dumb shit constantly happening. So
yeah, there's a lot of dumb shit. And I turned to Joe and I asked several questions, and Joe didn't have any answers for me. So that's
what's going on.
All right. Well, I guess. So, we get it. Mando tries to go and solve things himself. Gets basically attacked by some animal creatures that are left on the surface. Realizes that the surface is not cursed. I mean, this is something so stuff does happen. But we saw all this coming, so I feel like it's like, come on, I already know.
Yeah, but before that, though, like we get to the planet because he wants to go get the chip because he really wants this droid that he...
For no reason.
He took from the statue. So we got to pay that off, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So in this episode, they try to pay that off.
He's like, nope, sorry, don't have the chip. But I can tell you this one.
This broken one, and he's like, but this one is on wheels, and it would be terrible. There's ones with legs that I could have bought the other place. They were going to give it to me for free. Like, Carl Weathers was going to give me a robot, and then you trying to...
And he's like, this is what we're talking about. And while, again, the action is there, we have a very impressive crab-like machine, kind of a pre-General... not a pre, but a General Grievous-like robot monster. And Mando needs help, and Grogu is thrust into... action and trying to save his friend, and goes to Bo-Katan to get rescued, and Bo-Katan takes care of business. And she's kind of learning a little bit from Mando and noticing Mando's ways, and honestly is being super helpful and becoming a better person. So we get I'm seeing now positives when I'm talking about it, and it's just execution basically.
Yeah.
So let's go with final verdicts here on
Yeah, we'll do a
episode
shorter
2.
one.
We're
Yeah.
gonna just make this a short.
It's gonna be a 5 for me. This was an average one. The pacing was kind of all over the place. Again, we meet characters. Some of the plots is like, okay, from last episode, is there gonna be a payoff? It's like, nope. We resolve it in 2 seconds.
Right.
We got you something else. So we go. I'm still
It
trying to
felt
figure
pointless.
out. It did. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with Bo-Katan and fucking.
Yeah.
What's
What's the
Django?
character?
Jin Jar.
Jin
Din
Jar?
Djarin.
Yeah.
Din.
Because like
I
at
call him
first it was-
Mando.
yeah, Mando. Because at first she wants to save her. There's some tension there. Now she's like, okay, well, I'll help him. It's like, is she gonna betray him? It's like, maybe I won't help him. Then I'll take the saber.
They're
But
not
there's nothing-
telegraphing it,
they're
which is
not.
good. Which is good because
But
I
I don't
kind of
think they
fucking
will,
hate being
though,
things
so I
being
don't know.
overly
It's gonna-
telegraphed.
So I'm just gonna. This was an average one for me. 5.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was there were some brighter spots. I think some of the action scenes in this one were a little bit better. There was some cooler combat stuff. There was some better creature design and some other stuff happening. But just a huge series of just dumb shit. And I was hoping that we'd get some explanations on the previous episode and the previous scenes why he was doing dumb shit. And it turns out he didn't need any of the things. All the trips that he made were absolutely stupid. And so this ain't great, and I'm not super happy with how certain things are being done. So, please just shoot me.
How dare you, Alex?
Do
You're
it, do
always
it.
So negative.
I
and
know.
I hate you.
Yeah,
No,
Picard's,
I agree
Picard's
with
tomorrow.
you.
Shoot me in the face, please.
I agree with you. Unfortunately, again, what did I give the last one?
A
Critic
5.
Brain gave it a 5. I'm gonna have to go with a 5 again. I like kind of the slower moments between her and Din Djarin. The two Bo-Katan. They're interesting. How's the relationship dynamic gonna play out? I love the creature design of the crab robot and the fucking General Grievous robot. And I like Grogu, doing his thing to help his buddy out. So the action is there. The intrigue is there, but again, it's like where are we going? Like, and we'll get to that in the episode breakdown.
Yeah.
5 out of 10 average, and I think maybe I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that because we've been reviewing a lot of things lately, some good movies, some good TV series in the past, even within the Star Wars universe and other universes, I'm seeing the problems in writing. This one was also written by Jon Favreau, and the dialogue just feels forced at times, feels too exposition heavy, like characters are literally just announcing out loud over and over what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and shit like that. So, let's go into the episode breakdown. And if you guys are enjoying it, that's great. And I'm happy for you. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I think I expected more because I love Mandalorian. I think this is a fucking fantastic series and a bright spot in Star Wars, especially in the era of Kathleen Kennedy that's what was fucking it up. And I honestly
really
thought that
picked
Jon
up
Favreau and
everything.
Dave Filoni are doing a great job on this, but it's starting to almost become a little bit of a parody of itself, and the writing is a little weak. So if they need some help, if they need some ideas, if they need to know where they're going, please figure out where you're going. I mean, for Christ's sake, I gave Kathleen Kennedy hell for not knowing where she was going with the fucking, prequel, or the goddamn sequels. That's unacceptable. You really have to know where you're going. So that line from Jon Favreau really pissed me off and shook my confidence a little bit, along with some of the writing here. So, going into the episode breakdown, like I said, it starts with the fucking kid show sequence with the lady arguing with the dude, and then
The
Mando
lady who
shows
had
up.
sex with Jawas
She can speak Jawa.
because she used to have sex with them.
Yeah.
I just do not like remembering that.
I
forgot about it till
Yeah, you're welcome.
That was
God damn it.
You're welcome.
Hey, and so I'm like, man, Jawa's got everything. Jawa's to have that part, and then we can get IG up in here, and then we can get the crew back together. Not Cara Dune. She's in the special forces, and it says Jawa. Jawa says no part.
Well, then I have it. Well, and the story.
End of the storyline.
Storyline.
Okay, next thing. All right. Maybe the Jawas will continue to look for the part, and when you get back, they're just, hey, remember the thing that you, the plot line that you Just said, nah, fuck it. He's back. He's fixed. Look. He comes around the corner, maybe? I don't know. So she pawns off her crappy A5 astromech droid instead, and the droid is all scared. He's like, no, I don't want to go. And they make him go.
He could have got any other droid.
That droid is... That's what I wrote here. I'm like, wait a minute. It makes no sense that she would pawn off this piece of fucking junk droid on him.
But it's
By
funny.
the way, her two friends, her little fucking baby that she's babysitting, and she wants these two people to be safe, and she puts this fucking astromech droid that's falling apart, that doesn't even want to do the job. I don't know. It's just a reason. Just go. What's around here? Oh, we got that prop. Go ahead. That's the one that he needs now. Let's go.
It would have been better if it was just like 3 mouse droids in a trench coat, and they were just like, "That's the new IG."
How would that work?
They just stack them, and then only the bottom one is
triangle?
moving.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there's like
mechanical gears.
should have worked in Obi-Wan.
Yeah. So yeah, she basically puts her two friends in danger with really shitty equipment because this planet is serious business. People don't go here because it is fucking dangerous.
Poison.
And you need good equipment. So she gives them the worst equipment that she can because she needs to make a little more extra money. Anyways, they start talking about the planets. He's kind of teaching Grogu to study maps. That way you'll never be lost.
But why? Why would he teach him there?
And I'm like,
in
the
this
writing is so obvious because they're setting up the fact
Bo-Katan,
that he
he's
needs to be
right
able.
there.
If
The
I ever get
audience-
hurt in this episode, go right there.
The audience needs to. Well, how can Grogu fly the ship or do all this? Because he sets it up here. So they're setting up him.
And he's
getting
got
there.
a robot.
And he got a robot. So they will. He's like, will essentially be cut off from the outside world because of the magnetic interference and all of the shit that happened on the planet when it got glassed. So they finally land, and visuals again, mwah, and that's a very, very high quality shit here.
Yeah.
Honestly, even better than Andor looking. It's amazing. But it's important also have really good writing to back up all of your visuals. The R5 scouts ahead, and then he goes missing, and he gets red indicators on his ship. I'm like, damn, man, that ship knows
I don't understand
very
why.
much how to categorize course. The
Well, as soon as he landed, why didn't he
enemy
check the air
combatants.
quality then?
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
The droid could have beep 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 beep, or
He
I
was
don't
already
know,
outside,
the
yeah,
ship
I mean,
beep,
yeah.
beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, okay, they're outside of the ship is fine, and then you go like a couple steps
That's
at
like
a time.
I don't know. That's like the first step you do when you step onto an alien planet, but no, it's the 17th step he does.
Because he keeps saying, it's like, oh, I need to check the air quality. I need a droid that
Well,
checks the
they're
air
gonna
quality.
Joe. The defenders are gonna be like, well, it's the droid who's gonna check the air quality, so he has to wait on the droid to check it.
But
Yeah.
the droid is outside when they land.
Yeah.
No, because the only way to check the air quality is to go into a cave.
But so
He did it
but,
outside.
But if we establish that the runway, say if he can stand outside and be like, all right, now you go 10 spaces, and then you just constantly check the air quality. And,
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here.
yeah, I
and
know.
I'm coming up short.
I want you
can't-
to because I want you
can't-
to say something. They go,
can't
oh,
fit
this
it.
isn't stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
But as of
He
right
sends
now,
him in the cave. Shit happens. He brings him back outside. He's like, all right, check the air quality.
because they don't care about the air quality where they land. They care about the air quality where the underground city is. Anyways, it's stupid, and the thing goes missing. So Mando goes in after him, and he gets attacked by the fucking Yetis, trolls. Yeah, troll Yetis, and they're cool and they fight. And
he still can't use the Darksaber.
he uses the Darksaber, but again, not as proficiently as we will see later from Bo-Katan, who is really good at using it. So, and then we do some more exposition as he's talking with Grogu. I mean, about the planet and stuff, and little baby Grogu's talking. So I'm trying to see. It's like, is he gonna speak Yoda language, like backwards? Is he gonna
Yeah, I
speak
don't think
English?
so.
Is he gonna speak
Yeah, I don't-
alien? He says I've heard it. I think I heard it in the last episode and in this episode. Batu, it's Batu. He's saying Batu, so there's one word of Grogu's language. So I'm like, is he speaking an alien language he's making up, or is this just goo goo gaga noises? but it sounded like a Langbatu. Anyways, so then he finds a helmet of a dead Mandalorian, and he's very curious about this helmet, so he's picking it up, but that was the wrong move because a crab machine goes...
It's a trap!
And captures him, and it's cool, and Grogu can only watch and follow because this thing is huge and, dangerous, and later on, it's seen that this little fucking tentacle eye is controlling this crab machine, and then he gets out of his machine, and his body's all like fucking General Grievous. It's a combination of robot and creature. So whoever is working overtime in the creature department is doing a great job. Great job. Because it's fascinating. I want to know more about it, but, mainly just a plaything for the writers to just fuck around with. So he puts him in a little pen that he can spin and cook him or something. I don't know. Is he cooking him? No, he's sucking his juices out or something.
But first, he disarms him. So the Grievous guy takes away his gun and takes away the Darksaber.
Yeah, it falls on the ground.
So for following Harry Potter rules, the Darksaber now answers to Grievous.
No. He didn't wield it. He didn't turn it on. He just threw it on the ground or something.
So he doesn't have to, but he still disarmed him.
He didn't fight him in honorable combat.
There is no such thing as honorable combat.
And so, anyways, the Grogu again tries to break him out of his little cage, but he cannot. He makes a bunch of noise, and we get a chase sequence here. So Grogu's fucking taking off like a bat out of hell, and he's in a little fucking baby cart. And as the robot chases him, doesn't really chase him. It's more, he's so fast he gets out. But one final troll gets in Grogu's way, and you're like, dun, oh no, Grogu's screwed. But then the guy flies out of the cave, and dun, 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 Grogu moment. Didn't have much impact. We've seen Grogu do much better things than this, so we knew it was coming. Grogu. Then, so this is when actually Din Djarin says, go get Bo-Katan. So then he does this sequence. And he goes to Bo-Katan, and then what happens? As he's landing, she's like, fuck is that? Let's get rid of him once and for all. Like, what does that mean? You're just stop coming to Macassim?
You're gonna kill him?
Why?
No, she said, I hate you.
I think she's just saying it, but she's not really going to do it.
What is she going to do?
I'm gonna get rid of him.
She's going to go and get
once and for all.
That sounds like a fucking threat. I thought she was going to kill him.
I just want to borrow some sugar.
She sees an empty cockpit. It's like, what happened to him? And little baby Grogu's like, hey, follow me. I'll take you to him. So they get the coordinates. Yes, they get the coordinates. They show up, shows them the way, and then.
I'm like, he's getting his juices sucked the whole time. Like, how fast can she actually get there?
That's what I was
again, the show writing is like, okay, we'll just have. We're turning into Game of Thrones. Look, we gave Game of Thrones shit for this. I understand there's hyperspace, but there's also impulse speed and landing procedures and all these different things. And
you have to walk through the whole goddamn sewers to get there, too. It's going to take a while.
Exactly where maybe the fucking droid has the exact coordinates that ship landed, but, anyways, it's just, it's got to be hours, and it's like, what the heck? Like, you could have written it in a different way. For example, all this shit happens, right? And, I know we got to give Grogu a moment so he has purpose, right? And I guess that's what the writers are thinking. But Bo-Katan could have just been, following them. Just, fucking curious. Like, she's interested in the Darksaber, right? Or I guess she just doesn't care. Look, she's got nothing better to do. She's spread eagle in her goddamn castle doing nothing, staring at a wall. So maybe fucking following him and then helping him in the last minute. And now he's indebted to her, you see? But he's indebted to her anyway. We just had to have Grogu do it to give Grogu purpose and save his friend. So anyways, she grabs the Darksaber and she wields it very well. She's kicking everybody's ass, kicks the Grievous robot's ass, and it's a great action scene. And then the robot Grievous is not dead, manages to pop his head off, and he's a crab in a crab, and then the crab goes into the other crab, and the bigger crab, and then she's got to fight the bigger crab, and she kicks the bigger crab's ass. And I don't think Din Djarin would have been able to do all this, so Bo-Katan proves that she is a badass. Not only that, but she cooks him some food afterwards. Like, I want to get with her. She can save my ass
and make soup
and cook for me. Oh man, I am in love. She cooks him pog soup, which apparently is it is all Mandalorians used to get raised on that. So she's showing him a little bit of her ways and customs of the Mandal, and then he kind of is showing her what's important to him.
She's still dismissive because he's like,
She's
I still
very
can't
dismissive.
believe you still believe in those fairy tales.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's cute that you're still doing this kind of shit. You think I'm cute?
Is that what happened? But
Katie, call me Katie. Anyway, gets there, and he gets there, and then he takes so she takes it. He's like, no, I still want to go. And so he's like, all right. And so I'll take you there myself. And man, she's being nice and helpful and just awesome. So they go there. And she's like reading some plaque, and and then he starts to say his creed. He goes into the water. He's taking a few steps. The fifth step, what the fuck happens here? Bafflingly, he gets sucked under.
I thought he was being dragged by a monster.
Right. He goes to the bottom insanely fast because she reacts almost immediately when he's dragged. She goes in, engages her fucking jetpack. She's going fast as fuck. It's not simply him sinking, but it appears as if he sank. He just sank really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they aren't implying that it was the fucking skull that the Mandalorians used, this big underwater creature that was legendary and people fought in the past for glory. And that was the creature that drug him under, because once she finds him, she picks him up and she's flying back to the top, and then she notices the fucking creature. The eye, awakens, and we're gonna have problems, I guess, with that thing. But it's like, what? But it dragged him, and then it just let him go, and then just. I don't think that's the thing that drug him under.
It wasn't.
No, I think
he it opened
I guess when you slip on the fifth step, that automatically engages your jetpack, and you go straight down to the bottom, and then you slam into the
He didn't have his jetpack.
What the fuck is happening here?
Mm-hmm.
But
he is as dense as the writing is.
But again, it was a cool scene. I love the underwater shit.
His armor was too heavy. That's why he sank so fast.
The weight of the world is on his shoulders. That's why he sank so fast.
Yes. The thing weighs.
I'm just trying to
as
tell
an aircraft carrier. I don't know. But no, that has too much buoyancy.
Yeah, it's dumb.
All right.
So
I'm looking.
We have to set up the scene.
The document. Yeah, go ahead.
He can see, right? And he understands how water works. And he's looking down, and he doesn't see the bottom. And he's like, you got to walk into this pit with your eyes closed? The fuck is this? No one said you got to, dunk yourself. And it just said, babe, get down there and do a little bit of this,
That's not how it's done.
And then, so it's like, this guy is
They're making
the hero.
Djarin look like an idiot.
Yeah. They made the Mandos in episode 1 look like incompetent assholes, and they make Din Djarin look like an incompetent asshole, all to make Katie Sackhoff.
Set up Katie Sackhoff.
So when you're making people that I care about look like morons to set up other characters who are already badass, you're doing the whole show a disservice. Yes. And so if this continues to happen, I'm going to be out.
We're having problems. Yeah. We're having problems. Barely any forward momentum for such a short episode.
Well, except for
that was a lot of downward momentum there.
They ascended too fast. They would have had some problems coming up.
Oh, yeah, seriously. Yeah.
You're right, Joe.
Yeah, if you pull a fish too quick.
They aren't. Don't forget, Joe, when you put your helmet off.
Oh, so he wasn't? So he was fine under there?
It's all pre-pressurized, so we're fine. He's like a mini submarine, so that doesn't apply because. Wait, that does apply. I think it still applies. It depends on how deep you go, but
that's pretty deep.
Can I get scuba divers in chat and here to fucking explain? Even if you're pressurized and you're going under, his armor's strong and it doesn't matter. Anyways, don't think about it. So that is our breakdown of this one.
Fives across
Somebody
the board,
say
was
something.
Was it fives
on it.
across the board?
So why show the monster, right? What's your predictions with the monster? Is
Look,
she
I
going to
don't
tame
know.
the
Are we-
monster? Because the lore is the thing
So,
that she
so we
read.
see this in advance, and I'm just like, am I crazy right now? Is the audience gonna see it like I'm seeing it? Are we being downvoted to hell because we're being? This is just how I see it, man. I gotta tell it like it is. The visuals are great. The fucking CGI and practical effects are great. I love the characters. I love the setup. But again, there's no substance. And like Alex said, when you're making characters dumb in order to advance the plot, it feels contrived. It feels tropey. It feels, just disappointing.
Very, unfortunately.
Yeah, I still love the series, and I still think
Yeah, we're still holding out hope.
Holding out hope, and if this is how it is, like, okay, and then also, granted, this is Mandalorian, so it's still better than a lot of the other shit that we watch. So we're being rough on it because it's season 3 now, and it's tough love, and we expect a certain quality, and we're getting half of it, you know, and we just need to ramp that up. So that's our opinion. Tell us your opinion, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.